Gifted psychic medium Anne Roman has been helping people around the world for decades. And now she's bringing the psychics to your fingertips with Gruvi Mystics. She joins us now live in studio. Hey, Anne, how are you doing? Thank you so much for joining us.
Doing well. Thank you so much for having me on today.
Of course. I am so excited to talk about your business and just who you are as a psychic medium.
I'm excited to be here.
Good. That is exactly the energy that we need.
Yes.
When it comes to being a psychic medium, for our viewers who may not know exactly what that is, tell us what that entails.
Well, it's about, how I always describe that is that I know too much about things I know nothing about. That's the best way for me to describe it, is I've had that gift my whole life. I didn't talk about being a medium for a long time, but I've done that since I was a little kid. I would hear things, and I had visits from people I never knew, and information, and that was like, nobody wants to hear about somebody talking to dead people, so I kept that, a secret for a long time, but now I don't. So for the last, I don't know, 20, 25 years, I've done medium work as well.
And tell us a little bit about Gruvi Mystics, who you are and how you got started.
Well, I had gone on a trip to the East Coast, and I did a huge group in Boston of the who's who in Boston. I had no idea who these people were till afterward. And then I went to New Hampshire, did a couple of groups, and it was such a great feeling. I love doing groups, and I've done groups, in the Bay Area and other parts, Southern California, I've done them. And when I came back, I was just on this high, and I was talking to my son, Peter, and I said, I love this. I said, you've got to book me in some places. He said, no, Mom, what you need is to have a network of people like yourself, create a platform. And I said, are you out of your mind? That's a lot of work, as it has been a lot of work. And then I got to thinking about it and created the name Gruvi, Gruvi Mystics, G-R-U-V-I, because G-R-O-O-V-Y was like something ridiculous, like $60,000 to have that name.
And we don't need that.
So I said, well, I'm gonna outsmart you and get a better name. I would write it differently.
Same name, just spelled differently.
Yeah, right.
Smart,
so that works, and it's been a process. And when I put it out there for readers, I never advertised. And I have had over 80 people contact me around the world to be on my site.
That is so beautiful. And let's talk about the site. When people visit it, what can they expect and what can they check out?
Well, there's a few things there. There's all kinds of healers, psychic mediums, astrologers, numerology. There's all types of healers, I should say, psychics. I have something for everybody, and they're all good. Every one of them has been vetted by me. They've all had to give me a reading because I want to hear how they speak or how they deliver the message. And reading me is very difficult. And if they could do that, they could be on the site. So then we had an agreement. There are certain things about my site that's different from others, where I have a set amount that I take where other places don't. And was really happy to have these people.
And overall, and what is your overall goal for people with Gruvi Mystics and the help that you're trying to provide out there?
Well, I think that people, and most of my clients are professionals. I have doctors, lawyers, judges, teachers. I have a lot of pharmacists. I have other psychics that call me. It's a place where if you're at a crossroad and you need some guidance, it's there for others. And it's also there there are the people that want to know, does he love me? And you can see that in a card reading, but there's that as well. So it's all things that people have questions about, their career, moving, family things, all sorts of things. You just never know what the questions are going to be or what the issues are.
And I'm sure it could be a million different things. It probably varies.
It has. I'm thinking maybe that book needs to be written.
I love that. And for you, have you ever had any kind of interaction where you've just seen your readings or your assistance change somebody else's life completely?
Oh, yes. Absolutely. I get a lot of response from people, thank you for helping me, but mostly is with the medium work. People really feel like they've turned a corner with their grief.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Which really is wonderful. And I just give it as I get it. that's all I can do. And sometimes the people that they want to hear from don't show up, but somebody else does. And that helps because it helps them know that that other person or whoever is there. And they are there. That veil is very thin, and they're watching over you. I believe that. I know too much about people on the other side that I've never met to not know differently.
I can imagine. And one of the big slogans actually for your business is psychics at your fingertips. And you've been able to do that with creating your app as well.
Yes, absolutely.
And tell me a little bit about the app, why it makes it so much easier.
Well, because you can instantly call. So it's right there, whether you are, in your car or, waiting somewhere or traveling or whatever, you're able to call instantly. It's online as well. We do have a website, but the app makes it very easy. And there's so many great people on there. Everybody's wonderful. I love everybody. And they're just marvelous, the readers that I have.
And for you, personally, what are you hoping to do with this gift that you've been giving?
Well, I really feel that at some point when I'm able to do it, I want to create a foundation to help women that are going through changes in their life. And also helping elderly people, because there's no facility for old people. And when an elderly person is ill or they need care, there's no facility that it takes all their life savings, it takes everything, and it's such a hardship on the family. I would really like to help the elderly.
And I'm sure that is absolutely the direction.
And women getting their lives back together. So we'll do it somehow.
Well, thank you, Anne, so much for joining us here on Live Midday. We appreciate it.
Thank you so much. This has been wonderful.